Hello, it's Jani from Oulu and from the assessment team. I made this little video to explain how to use the assessment document. You can find it by just searching for Fabacademy and then going to Content and Assessment Guide. And you see general essentials, commercial board policies, and introduction and so on. And in general essentials, there is something that applies for the documentation of each week you do. So be careful for your documentation to be accordingly to this. Then in weekly subjects, say 3D scanning and printing, there are a few things. So first of all, this here tells you that it's updated for this year. This is up to speed, and the way, if you do your documentation as per requested, you should be able to graduate. If there's something else but this, then it's not yet updated, but everything should be updated by now. The group assignment is to be done once per lab, or if there's a lot of students, once per group, with the instructor to characterize the process you have in the lab for this week. And while it is enough for the group to document, for instance under the labs pages in the repository, I would strongly advise you to take the pictures yourself, because if the person that took the pictures is dropping out or is not continuing or doing a good job, then you can do it yourself much faster and rely on no one else but you to graduate this week. These are not evaluated in the way, but they must be there. So these are for you to learn the process. Then the individual assignment is for you to use the process to something you designed and show what you learned. Read very carefully what it says. You have to be able to do this. This is the minimum that you have to do, the lowest bar you have to do to graduate. It is then evaluated on this. This is what the instructor, your local instructor, uses to evaluate the weekly task, the learning outcomes. So you should be able to identify the advantages and limitations of 3D printing and show it in your documentation and so on. These have-yous are for the student. They are designed in the way that if you check all these one by one, then it really helps to build your documentation in the way that the instructor and later on the global assessment team will be able to find these learning outcomes from your documentation. And these have-yous also match to the tick boxes in Nueval that we will open later. So when the student makes the weekly task, then the student checks these tick boxes and then notifies the instructor to evaluate the weekly work according to the learning outcomes. Frequently asked questions are then to explain things. These are nothing to be evaluated, but to explain things further. And then if you have feedback, so this only works for instructors. So if you have feedback, please open an issue. There's one of these at the end of each page of the document. And to help us communicate ourselves better, maybe there's an error in the documentation or something like that. So you can open an issue and we will then together figure it out. One more thing in this intro, so to speak, is when we go to electronics weeks, whenever you mill a board, please take a picture of this milling going on. We have been doing thousands of boards, and the way to prove that you did your board is to take a picture out of it. All this, whenever you make a board, so if you do a board for electronics design, production, input devices, output devices, networking, so on, whenever you mill a board, take a picture. And anyway, you should document while you do things, so take pictures all the time while you do things. Then we have this thing called a hero shot. Let me see if I can find one. For instance, from here, have you included your design files and hero shot of the mode and the final object? That means when you are finished with the weekly task, you would put everything related in the way that you can show it works in one picture. And we call it a hero shot. It can be a video too. Thank you.